They hurt you. Then they disappeared. No apology, no explanation, just silence. And the part that breaks you isn't what they did. It's that they act like it never happened. Like you never happened. Here's what psychology actually tells us about that silence. And it's going to change the way you see them forever. Because avoidants don't disappear because they feel nothing. They disappear because they feel too much and have no idea what to do with it. In attachment theory, developed by John Bowlby and later expanded by Mary Ainsworth, avoidant attachment forms in childhood when emotional needs are consistently dismissed. The child learns one thing: feelings are dangerous. Hide them. That child becomes an adult who hurts someone they care about, and the wall goes up immediately. Carl Jung called this the shadow, the part of ourselves too painful to face. For avoidance, shame lives in the shadow. An unprocessed shame doesn't produce apologies, it produces disappearance. Maybe you were the one who apologized first. Maybe you gave them space, like everyone told you to. Maybe you checked in once, just once, and got silence. You've been asking one question that no one seems to have a real answer to. How can someone hurt you this badly, and then act like you don't exist? Here are the 3 things happening inside them that they will almost never tell you themselves. For most people, guilt says, "I did something wrong. I should fix it." For an avoidant, shame says, "I am wrong. I am the problem." And here's where it gets darker. Dr. Brené Brown's research on shame resilience shows that shame, unlike guilt, doesn't motivate repair. It motivates hiding. When an avoidant hurts you, especially someone they genuinely care about, the shame hits immediately. But instead of moving them toward accountability, it paralyzes them. They can't face you. Not because you don't matter, but because facing you means facing the version of themselves that caused your pain. And that version is intolerable to them. So they do what they've always done. They disappear. The silence you experience as rejection is actually a person drowning in shame with no tools to swim. And here's the part nobody tells you. The more they disappear, the more they think about you. Let that sink in. Because avoidants don't avoid who they hate. They avoid who they can't stop thinking about. Avoidants don't shut down with strangers. They shut down with people who matter. Think about that. Intimacy is the trigger, not conflict. Dr. Sue Johnson, founder of emotionally focused therapy, describes this as the protest withdrawal cycle. The more someone pursues connection, the more the avoidant withdraws. Not because they want distance, but because closeness activates their deepest fear. So when they hurt you and disappear, the disappearance is proportional to how much you meant to them. The deeper the connection, the more terrifying it is to face what they did to it. Their silence is not indifference. It is fear, wearing the mask of indifference. Comment below. Has an avoidant gone cold on you right when things were getting real? Tell me what happened. But here's what makes this even harder to accept. People assume avoidants are fine after hurting someone, that they've moved on, that they feel nothing. Attachment research tells a completely different story. Studies on avoidant attachment consistently show that avoidant individuals experience higher internal stress responses than secure individuals, even when they appear completely calm. In other words, they look unbothered. They are not unbothered. The guilt, the shame, the memory of what they did, it doesn't leave them. It just goes underground. Beneath a surface they've spent their whole life keeping still. Most people never realize this. This doesn't mean you should wait for them. It means you can stop believing that you meant nothing. you meant something. Their system just couldn't handle what that something cost them. The silence of an avoidant after hurting you is one of the cruelest experiences in a relationship. Not because they intended cruelty, but because it leaves you without the closure your nervous system is desperately searching for. But here's what I need you to understand. Closure doesn't require their participation. Understanding what actually happened, that their silence is about shame, not indifference, that is closure. You don't need them to come back and explain themselves for you to heal. You just need to stop making their avoidance mean something about you. Because it never was about you. It was always about what they couldn't face in themselves. You cannot expand their capacity, but you can stop letting their limits become your cage. If this described your situation, comment the word shame below. Not as a label, as a signal that you understand now what their silence actually meant. And if you want to go deeper, the next video covers what actually happens when an avoidant starts to feel safe enough to return, and whether that return is something worth waiting for. Subscribe if you want psychology with no fluff, just the real explanation of why people do what they do. The person who hurt you and disappeared is not at peace. They're living with what they did in the only way they know how, alone, in silence, with no tools to face it. That's not freedom. That's a different kind of prison. And you're the one who chose to understand it. That alone makes you the one who gets to heal first.